Hello and welcome, fellow tone nerds, anoraks. First in the series of some hacks, tone hacks, DIY hacks, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a quick one because I love pedal boards. I bought my own, and I always end up doing my own things because I always want things in a very specific way. And although there are some unbelievably nice pedal board builders out there, they're never exactly the way I want them. So I ended up doing a couple of trials. I built one myself, most likely seen it on the site. And it works for me. And at first I had Velcro on it, which is obviously the best thing to do. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of sticking shite to the bottom of all my pedals because the glue does tend to fucking ruin it a wee bit. So I would like some sort of way that the pedals are the way they came out of the box. So I'm gonna build another pedal board soon with a completely different system, and this one is, as you can see, very colorful. It's actually using rubber bands to hold this stuff together. Now, the rubber band idea actually came from the idea that I'm going to still do, and this is just an interim kind of hack which kind of worked for me for this pedal board and what I'm doing at the moment, and that is to actually just use a few rubber bands to hold the pedals down, and you'll be surprised how few you need to actually make sure that they're pretty damn secure. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 rubber bands on this. This is just one. This one is one that's kind of looped weirdly around. I can pick up my whole pedal board with this. Every single one is as sturdy as you can get. Even the big one here. The power bank, everything. So I've got a suspicion that over time these rubber bands will slowly wear and they'll probably go, but they're not overstretched at all. The more you use, the tighter the grip without actually having to overstretch the rubber bands. But more importantly, what I like about this is that it costs fuck all. And also it is extremely easy to put pedals on the board and take them off again. I'll demo it with this one here. I hope you can see it. So all I did was I used a couple of rubber bands to get the right distance. So instead of using one size, you use a couple of different smaller sizes and actually put them together. And you just use a paper clip and hook it in. Now this is such a Blue Peter job. So that's 1 rubber band, 2 rubber bands, this one here. So I've got 2 on this one. And this one here I kind of mounted through. I mean, it's as simple as that. This one here is not really the system. I just added this one because I had it. So if I put it down this way, I've got one down. This one just goes through underneath. And now what I did here, I'll take this out again just to show you. What I've done here is that if you put them through, put them through so that they're all the way to the back. That means if you now go around and you just want to hook it, it's very simple to hook that in. So that means that this whole process of adding or taking down pedals is pretty quick and hassle free. One on. I didn't put it exactly where I wanted it. So the other one again. Hook. Up and under. Yeah. Outtakes, huh? Outtakes. Fuck off. Now you've got to try not to let go of the bloody rubber band every 5 seconds like I am. And although I believe that the Velcro is actually easier once it's all done neatly with Velcro to take things on and off, it's much simpler. I don't like the idea of sticking Velcro to the back of the pedals and ruining them that way. Now, there are many systems. There's the ones where you get these little metal tags and you take the screw out of it, put the tag in, and then you screw that back on, and then the little tag into the pedal board. Some pedal boards are designed that way. Some pedal boards are completely carpet, so you just have to put some Velcro on, stick it on and off. That's all great. I don't like the Velcro idea at all. I don't like ruining my pedals, and I think that the more that people are buying expensive boutique pedals, the more this is becoming an issue. If I bought my fucking clone or whatever, I really wouldn't want to ruin the bottom with some fucking Velcro push. The other thing that I don't have here is don't buy the big strips of Velcro. You get the ones with the bigger kind of, I don't know what you call them, little teeth system. They are nicer. Or go to IKEA and they have got these long strips of little Velcro dots. They are piss cheap, and the first incarnation of this pedal board had those dots on. The proof's in the pudding. One of my pedals still has some damage at the bottom because of it. I think it's this one actually, because the glue is actually pretty good. So there are different ways of putting the pedal boards together, and I think this is quite a nice way to do it actually. The only thing I would suggest is that think about what you want to do first, and then decide on how you're going to put your pedal board together and what you're going to stick the stuff down with. I can show you how the bottom of this, so this also gives you an indication of how strong the hold is. I mean, these pedals are not going to come off at all. I can carry it. They are pretty tight now. I wouldn't be surprised that every now and then I've got to check to make sure that all the rubber bands are still in some sort of order. But since the majority of them are just lightly stretched, they don't have too much of a stretch on them, they will probably last a while. That is today's rubber hack for pedal boards. Thank you very much.